everyone, yes. Okay. All right. So let me share my screen then. So sorry, you guys are always seeing this screen. It's a very beautiful screen. I hope you guys can see my screen. Is it you guys can see my screen clearly, yeah?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I can
sure.
see it. I can see it now. I also wanted to say that thing I don't know, I know you and Bella discussed the case where the thing was drawing, like doing some scribbles over the screen. Have you been able to disable it or something?
I know she said she was working on it.
Okay.
Working on it. So I would be believing that that has been sorted out. So
Yeah.
that
Okay.
was
I
the
don't
way.
think so anyway, but let's see what happens today. If not, we'll try and look into it before the next class.
Okay, that would be great then. Okay,
Thanks.
okay. So here is my screen. Since you guys can see my screen, this is Azure Data Studio that you guys are looking at. This is Azure Data Studio that you guys are looking at, and then this might not be what you have on your screen, but hopefully this is what you have. A local host for you guys, and then you see my own local host. I'm just still trying to connect to it. So, but once this connects, I would just so you have you see what this one is telling me now. It's good that you might have this issue. So this is great. This is saying connection failed. This field, no password required. Copy details. So I say okay, no problems. I have a password. The password here really is the password you set when you are connecting to when you are setting up your Postgres SQL. So if you are setting up Postgres SQL, this is what you should put in. And then every other thing will just be default. It should prompt you for that. You get it should prompt you for that. So I'm going to put in my password. I don't have a strong password for this. It's just normal password. Understand? This is just a very normal password for me. And you can see my database name is default here. I then put the database there. And there is a reason. You can put a database. So if I click on, you can see it's connected here. So if I scroll down here, you can see all my databases here. You can see all my databases here. And it should be that easy, actually. That is how easy it should be. But who were you guys able to get to this place, or where did you guys get stuck? I think that's the other question I should ask. I'm going through the messages now. Okay. Creating new database. Okay. To create a new database, I'm going to share my screen. Okay. Permission denied. The person that said permission denied, I think that should be the issue of you not giving it password, or you were, I don't know the type of system you use. If your system is not your own and you're using
All
another
right,
person's
hi,
system,
that
then that
was
might.
me actually. That was when I was on SQL, sorry, on PT admin, and I was
Yeah.
supposed to just load in my data. So I was creating a table, but
Okay. No, you are not
I
supposed to create a table. Let's just go through it one after the other. The way this should work is, let me put up my Postgres here. Let me pull it back. It's just give me a minute. Let me just see how many people have the issues. Okay. Okay,
yeah,
not so.
and also, sorry, please. There's also something that just came up now. In the first meeting, the very first meeting, that was the day before yesterday, I asked a question concerning the Azure Data Studio. That is, am I supposed to install it if it is already installed, since when I installed Microsoft SQL? And you said if it's already installed, there's no need to install it. So now I'm trying to connect Azure Data Studio. It does not allow me to connect it to anything else other than Microsoft SQL Server. I'm thinking
Okay, just
because I
okay.
installed it along with. Microsoft SQL Server. So I don't know if that's the reason or it's something else because it doesn't allow me.
Okay. Okay. So let us do this. I'm going to allow you share your screen, or they're going to allow you share your screen a bit so we can see what's up. I'm trying to resize my screen so that you guys can see everything. So that's why I am moving all around, because I worked on this early this morning. I had to pull it from my external screen to this screen my normal screen, which is a bit faulty at the moment. Okay, so now this might not look like you so far, but this should look like something you have. This should look like something. You might not see all of this. You might not see all of this. We will just leave all of this here now. You might not be seeing all of this. You might not be seeing all of this here. But if you want to create a new database, let's say you have a server, you should have one server. Some people would have two servers. So the first thing you want to do is you want to right-click here. And then you see create. And then you're not creating a server, you're not creating a login group or table, you're not creating a table space. These are things that you can create actually. But what you want to create is you want to create a database. You understand? So after you click on this, you create database. Let me click on it. So you create a database, you give your database a name. You understand? So the name of the database can be, let's say, anything. It might not be anything. And then you see the owner is Postgres. You understand? You can see the owner is Postgres here. So we will see why we are using Postgres later. You see the owner is Postgres here. And I want to create a database. The name of the database is anything. You understand? So people that have issues with creating databases, I hope you are following now. Are you guys following? Yeah. Okay, that's good. Okay, so now
Yes, but I already have server on mine. I don't have I already have server.
Well,
the other options I just click on now. I don't have it.
Okay, so if you right click on server, what does it tell you to do?
Okay. Register, create, refresh, remove server group and properties. That's all.
Okay. So by default, let me close this for you. So by default, when you are creating, before you do anything, just before anything, you should have this. You should have this Postgres. By default, you should have this Postgres. So if you just drop down, you should see this Postgres SQL 14 or 16 or 17 on your table. And then if you do a drop down on that, like you will see this is small. If you do something like this, you should see something. You should actually see Postgres. You should see something. You should see something. You should see table spaces, login, you should see databases. You should see these three things. Are you able to see these three things? Databases, login, group or role, and table spaces when you click on this Postgres. Are you even seeing this Postgres at all?
At all. I'm only seeing servers.
You're only seeing server. Okay, don't worry. We'll get to you in a bit. Okay, for every other person else, when you installed, you can see the Postgres databases, login group, and table spaces, right?
No.
So please let me know what's up. Go ahead and talk.
Okay, sir. There was a lady who called me and helped me out with mine. So when I was just seeing servers, she said to right-click on servers and click on create.
Okay.
And then that was when I was able to see all of these databases and things like that. So I don't know if she.
Yeah, well, it could be one of two ways. I think maybe you guys are using an earlier version or an older, a much newer version of Postgres. So I think okay, let's do this. Can someone okay, let me just finish what I'm doing, and then I would want one of you to share your screen so I can see the screens you have, and then we'll move on from there. But you should see any of these things, and even if you don't see any of them, if you are on this server, if you right click, you should be able to create a server group and a server. Those are the two things you should be able to create, but we are not creating a server group or a server. You understand? These two are meant for other things. So when you get to databases, if you see if you're on databases, that's when you should be able to create a database, at least on my own end. But for you guys, if that's the case, let us just go through creating and restoring a backup file, and then we can just move on. Is that okay? Okay, let me just proceed then. Okay, so I want to create a database, and then I name my database anything. And then I just I click on save. So I'm going to have a database named anything. Now, this database, this is the database name. And that is why I said that, okay, if you guys are going to do anything, please, your database name it HR. And the reason I'm asking you to name it HR is because I want everybody to be on the same page. Because when we start writing, then we'll be referencing the databases, the name of the database, and the name of the table. So we can all be on the same page. So you can see I have my anything here. This is my anything that I have here. And you can see that you probably might have this rating on it or nothing on it. So you'll see that I just have this rating, and then it's telling me that it's just connecting to Postgres 12 anything. You can say I use the old one. And then if you come down here and you click on schema, let me move this a little bit to this side. You'll find out that there is nothing here really, aside from what comes directly with you creating a database. So you are creating a database from scratch. It's going to have each of these things. Each of these things have a use, but that's how the scope of our class. But you should see under schema here, this is where you'll be finding your tables and everything. I'm clicking on use. This is what you'll find here, especially under public. You are not going to find anything here. Under public, you should see tables. I'm just doing a drop down so that you guys can see everything. You should see tables here, but when you click tables, you should not see anything because we don't have any tables. You understand? Now, if I scroll up a little bit more and I go to my anything database, which is here, and I right click on it, and then what I want to do is I want to restore a database. That's what I want to do. So I click on restore. And then it asks me if this is custom or tar, custom or tar, okay, which is great. It's already picked it. Then I want to now navigate to the backup file. Now, this can be any file, but the files you have is just hr.backup or hrbackup.backup. You can get these files in probably hr.tar. It can be a zip file. It can be literally anything. But so if we navigate to where this is, and then you'll find out that I have DVD rental. Yeah, I'm not doing this. Let me just go back a little bit. So you'll find, I think I should have something like this. So this is HR backup.backup. So if I click on this, and then the format is backup, you can see it has already selected the format backup here. I can click on select. Then the role name, this is where you want to select your Postgres. And then you click on restore. So are we clear up to this stage? Hello, guys. Okay, so for everyone that has an issue with restoring the database, this is the process. So are we clear with everything up until here?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Can you please repeat the
Yes.
Okay, I should repeat. Okay, where did I lose you? So that I can know where to start from.
When you were creating the new anything database.
Okay, so to create the anything database, what you want to do is you want to right click that. I'm going to assume you can see you can see something even called databases, right?
Yes.
Okay, so just right click on that databases, and then you right click on it, you will see create. You will see menu to the left of. Once you right click on it, you should be able to say create, and then just create database, and you give your database a name.
Okay.
Okay. So, but the rest of everything you followed, you saw with did that, yes?
Yes.
Okay. So that's how you do a restore. That's how you create a database and you restore. So what you have is the database that you have created is like a shell. You understand? It's the tables that are inside the database that make a database exactly what it is, not more than that. Nothing else makes it a database because it's empty. If you look at what I shared with you, there was nothing inside it when we try to look at the tables. But if we do a restore now, we'll see that after the restore, okay, Tolu, you can ask your question after I'm finished, please. So you see that the database is now migrate directly to it. Okay, Tolu, you can ask your question, please.
Thank you so much, sir. I wanted to ask, we had to restore because you already gave us a table, that's HR backup thing, right? If
I'm
we
not
had
getting
to,
your question correctly.
did we need to restore? Because I see that this restore thing was to help us upload the HR backup file
No,
into
the
our.
restore thing was not to help you create a HR backup. You are doing a restore. When you are restoring content, and that is the database. Okay, now you have created a database, so I don't want to confuse you.
Yes.
You created a database, but now when you saw me create that database, you will see that you had nothing there.
Yes.
You had tables there. Now, this is the data that is going into your database. So when you take a database backup, what you are copying is you are copying all the data from the database, all the tables, everything, the way it is joined, the way it is connected together, all the relations in between it. You would have the FTS dictionary, the extension, the triggers, everything. You are copying out everything. So me restoring is now taking all of those things and putting it back in another database I've created. So that's what we are doing.
Okay. All right. Okay. I understand now. Thank you.
All right, madam. Okay, is there anyone who does not understand this as at now? You can raise up your hand or you can just talk, please.
Okay, thank you, sir. My name is Dunsin. So I was thinking that we had to do backup again before we now do restore.
No, you don't have to do a backup. You back up only what you have. But you
Okay.
don't have anything already now. You don't have anything. So you have to do a backup. You will do a backup when you have something. And when you don't have anything, like what you have when you created the database was just empty. You know, I showed you there was nothing there. Then what you would now have is an empty shell that you're going to put your databases in, or your tables, the tables that make up that database, you're going to put it inside. You understand? So that's the it. So if you have something, you can do a backup. If you don't have anything, what you're doing is, if you get a file and you're telling it to do a restore, what you're going to do is you're going to do a restore. Are you guys with me?
Yes, I understand. Thank you.
Okay, that's so the thing would now be that I'm going to stop sharing my screen now. The person that had issues earlier, I don't know, could you raise up your hand? And you said you couldn't see server, you couldn't see any of those things. Could you raise up your hand so that allow you share your screen? So I'm stopping to share my screen now. Please,
I couldn't. I was the one struggling with permissions. I don't know if that's the person you're talking about or is another person.
I don't know. What is your issue, Adewumi? Is Adewumi the one talking now?
Yes, but what I
I'm
mentioned that I'm
okay.
only seeing servers.
That you did what? That
That
you can
I'm
only
only seeing server,
okay.
yeah.
Okay, that is Adewumi talking, right?
Yes.
Okay, please. Admin, allow Adewumi make people allow her to be able to share her screen. I'm going to stop sharing mine. Okay, Adeomi, can you try sharing your screen so that we can see what's happening?
Okay. I'm seeing only the host can share in this meeting.
Okay, admin, can you give Adeomi access so that she can share her screen so that we can see what her issue is?
Please try now.
Okay.
You should be on your laptop. This is your phone, right?
Yes.
Why can't we?
Okay. Okay, I'm using my phone.
So please share on your laptop so that we can know what we are dealing with. We can't be we're trying to know what you're doing while on there. Whatever works for you. Whatever works for you, that's good.
Should
You
I
can't
just
share.
open start my video rather, because I'm not even getting how to share.
No, just please go ahead.
Okay, here's my video.
Okay. Okay, you have Adeomi, you have servers. Okay, the arrow in front of Adeomi, I think that will be a database you created. Just click by the side of servers actually. Let us see what's happening there first. The arrow beside servers, can you click it? Hello? The arrow beside it, the arrow beside servers, can you
Hello,
click?
I can't hear you. Okay. Beside, yes, that's what I'm clicking on now. There's nothing.
Okay, the arrow beside the Adeomi, can you click on it also?
Same thing.
Okay, right click on the servers, please. Okay, refresh. Still the same thing. Right click on Adeomi also, please. Refresh. Click on file. Go to click on preferences. Once you click on file, it's better you are doing this on your laptop. But don't worry. Click on preferences.
I'm not really getting it.
No problem. Click on preferences. We'll see what the best. I can't see the whole of your screen now. That's the issue.
Okay. Can you see it now?
Yes, I can see it now. Click on preferences. Okay. Go to properties. Click on properties, please. Okay, that is all good. You know, let's do this. I think I know what the issue is. I think what you did was while you are installing, you install two things. You went ahead to install the EDB stack again. You're not supposed to install that. So I think you did two installations. The first was the PG admin installation you did. And then the next was that EBD or EDB stack. You installed that one also. I think that's the reason why you have this.
I don't know.
No,
I
I
only
think that's
downloaded PGAdmin and the
you
Azure.
installed everything. You installed the EBD stack and everything also there. I think that's the
Oh,
yeah. You're not supposed to do that. And if you followed what we dropped on the group, or you were present in the class for people that had issues, I don't think you'll be having this issue. So you can just give. Okay, let us. I think we can't sort this out now in class. What
okay.
what I can say now is you can uninstall it or just wait for us maybe after class, I can take the time to look at this.
Okay.
After class, I can take the time to look at, but I can't take the time to look at this now. I'm also that you are sharing your points. A bit disconcerting. So maybe after
Okay.
class, we can look at this, and if that's not working, I think a uninstall and reinstall should do in such way.
Okay.
But is there any other person that has the same issues you have actually? Are there any other persons that have the same issues? Okay, there is none. Okay, that's great. Okay, you can stop sharing. Guys, let's take a 5 minutes break, and then let's jump back in the next 5 minutes so that other people can join, and people that have issues with setting up their servers can actually do that already.
I have issues as well, please.
Okay, well, what are the issues you have, madam?
With the creating the new database.
With creating a new what?
The database.
I think I covered that already. Are you just joining us?
No, I've been
You've been here
connected.
since the beginning of the class.
Yes.
If you were here in the beginning of the class, you should have a more specific issues. You'd have something more specific because I showed how to create the database and how to restore. So what is the more specific issue you have, please?
Just like the person that just shared a screen. Mine is
Okay.
exactly like that. So just server, I couldn't.
Okay, just have servers. You can't
Yeah.
create. Okay, I think I think that what we'll do is what I suggested for her. We'll just try to maybe do maybe 10 minutes, or let's see what happens after we finish class. I think that's the best I can suggest now, because we have quite a number of things we want to do and we're already off schedule, so to say. So let us give it a just probably let's just hold on a bit, and then we'll just try to sort this out maybe later today, God willing, or maybe very early. I don't think tomorrow, but later today, God willing. But you should try. You could try also deleting and restoring and reinstalling. That also could assist. And then let's just hold on a bit. We'll get it sorted as soon as possible. But just follow the class. I know the class is being recorded, so
Okay.
we'll try to do our very best to sort that out as soon as possible. If not during this class, maybe after we are done with class, so that we can cover a lot of what we intend to cover.
Okay.
I hope that's okay by you, please.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. So guys, let's take a 5 minutes. The time now is 6:36 on my hand. By 6:40, we would commence classes proper. But in that 4 minutes, please, as much as humanly possible, make sure you are connected to your Azure Data Studio, because we'll be just using Azure Data Studio from now on. I don't envisage us looking at Postgres, SQL, MySQL. I don't envisage just looking at it. So your break start now.
Can you hear me?
Hello guys, we are back and I'll start sharing my screen now. I hope you guys took a walk, took a drink, or maybe stretched your body a little bit while we were there. Okay, so are you guys with me presently?
Yes,
Yes,
we
sir.
are.
Yes.
Okay, that's great. Okay, so welcome back to class. Okay, so our work here today is small, and I want to hope that you guys can move around, sort of. You can, you are now able to connect to your Postgres SQL through Azure Data Studio, and then you can access your, what do you call it now? Your HRDB. So, and then just for us to do that, what we will do is I would be trying that now, okay, for you guys. So this is the Azure Data Studio already. That's where we are supposed to be. And then we'll just be running one query. So what you want to do, if you want to do any of that, you can right click on here and then you click on new query. Basically, that's all you want to do. It's not more than that. Just click on new query and then you should have, you can see under database here, you can see the HR And then under the HR here, you can now write your query. So this is what you should have. And then if you do a drop down here, you would have your schema, and then you have your system, then you have your public, which is where your tables are. And then you have your tables, and then these are the tables. These are the tables you should be able to see. So can you guys see all these tables when you followed exactly the thing I showed you now? Can you see these tables? All of these tables, can you see it? Hello?
Yes.
You can see this table.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Okay, that's great. So the next thing I want to show is, okay, I think I'll be going back on my word, is I want to show you something on PostgreSQL. And what I want us to do is on this HR that we have here, also you want to right click on this, and then you want to, I think you should see generate ERD on your own, and it should not be beta. You can see that, right?
No.
Okay, do you see
No,
generate?
sir.
You can't see generate ERD on any of your Postgres machines. You can't see that.
No.
Okay.
What I
I
see
see
is ERD
ERD
for
for database.
Yes, you might not see better at it, but use something like generate ERD. So if you can see that, I want you to click on that. And then I have already clicked on my own, and then I think this is what you should have. This is what, and what is an ERD? An ERD, we call it entity relationship diagram. And what it's supposed to do, really, it's supposed to be what's supposed to do is supposed to just be a way for you to look at your database properly. You know, something to show you what tables are there and how those tables are connected to each other. So this is a beta version, so we are not zooming to fit. You can see this is very big now. So we are not zooming to fit, we will just be reducing all of that. But on your own systems, you should be able to see this and move it around a little bit more. And then earlier, when during the material some you were sent, I'm sure you would have seen a diagram that I sent along with it, that PG file, that PNG or JPEG file I sent. What that is the ERD diagram of the entire database we'll be working with. And I want you to look at that ERD diagram, and in the light of relationships. You would remember we discussed relationships yesterday in class. Do you guys remember us talking about relationships in class yesterday?
Yes.
Or relations, rather, yesterday? Okay, so
Yes.
so you will see these lines, and these lines connect to different things. I don't want to do so much into moving these things around, but let me just play around with it so that you guys can see how these things look like. So this is what this is supposed to look like. Let me just move this here. So you have these tables connected. This is not a good connection. I'm just showing you how this connection, what I sent to you is a clearer connection than this. So you can see how these things are connected to each other. You can see how they are connected to each other. You can see what is connected to what and how they are connected to what. And we'll be looking at this properly when we start looking at joins. But for now, let us just know this is there, and then keep that here handy, because we'll be looking at it a lot more as we just move on in class. Okay, so that's about that. Okay, so for here now, let us write, so we have our tables here. We have our tables here. We have our tables. So we have tables here, and then we can move around. Okay. So I think everyone is on the same page as I am now, right? Are we on the same page?
No.
Yes.
No.
Okay, so who have we lost?
I'm on the same page with you when it comes to the PG admin. But
Okay.
the Azure Data Studio, I was the one who talked about it. Like, I was the one that said he gave me permission the night that you told me that I'm not supposed to even create any database. I'm not supposed to create the the table there. You told me that I shouldn't create the table there. And then you explained more about the PD admin. We restored and we went for a break. But now I'm just seeing like you uploaded everything on your Azure Data Studio. So it's just a few words, you just get me going. I'll know how to maneuver my way. This
Okay, so are you able to connect to your Postgres via your Azure Data Studio? Are you able to do that?
Connect my Postgres. Yeah, no,
Can you
no,
connect
no.
Azure Data Studio to your Postgres? Can you do that?
Yes, I'm trying to, but I mentioned that the connection type, it does not allow me choose anything. I don't know, maybe because I installed it with Microsoft SQL Server. It does not allow me choose this one.
Okay. I think I remember your issue. I was asking
Yes.
before we went on break that is there anyone with any other issue, and then you didn't see anything. I forgot already because I knew there were two people. The lady who said she just was seeing server, now there are two, and then the other one was you. The other one was you. No, not to worry. This is just you basics. So if you can't connect to Azure Data Studio to Postgres via Azure Data Studio, don't distress yourself about that. I will just show you how you can get that done via the normal Postgres, and then maybe while we do the class tomorrow, or before we do class tomorrow, we'll go into trying to sort out the issue you have, and hopefully everything will be sorted out. So I hope that's okay by you, yes?
It's okay. Thank you very much. Thank
Okay, no
you
problems, madam.
for your time.
No problems, madam. Okay, so for everyone else that is on the same page with me, so this is where we are, and we are just going to go into the classes. Okay. Okay, so introduction to basic
Sorry,
SQL.
can I ask a question, please?
Please, you can go ahead, but
Sorry.
next time, please raise your hand.
Oh yeah, I've been looking for how to do that on the screen. I can't seem to find it. On
It's
my
just
on
okay.
my
Please go ahead.
on my Azure Studio, Data Studio, I can't find the table the way your own is showing on the side, but on the main screen, on like the dashboard, I can see countries, departments, employees, but not on the side.
Well, I think it could be the orientation of your Azure Data Studio, but I'm not too sure. Maybe if I see maybe you're sharing your screen, I'll be able to look at that properly. But since you are not doing that, I do not know. But as long as you can, hold on, just do this. As long as if you do something like just write what I write.
Okay.
As long as you can do this, we should not be doing this now. As long as you can select as
Sorry, so that's
from.
the thing. I'm sorry, please. I can't even find where to write this.
Okay, just right click on the HR. Can you see the HR database?
Yes.
Right click on it and you'll see new query.
New query. All right, thank you.
Okay. So if you can do that, if you can
Select.
do new query from there and it opens up a screen for you like this, I think you are good.
Okay.
Okay.
Hello, I've typed that. Are you there?
What did you say? Okay. Okay. So introduction to basic SQL. So what is SQL? During our class yesterday, we talked about databases, database systems. We talked about OLTP and OLAP and what makes a database relational, what makes a database non-relational, and then how the systems work, as so to say, gives us an idea. So today we'll be looking at what SQL is. And what is SQL really? SQL simply means SQL simply is structured query language. Really, that's what it means. SQL is structured query language. Or structured query language. And then it's the de facto language for interacting with databases, like the de facto language for interacting with databases. And even when you talk about NoSQL databases, which we talked about, when we say NoSQL, it's just non-relational. They still have a schema, but it is not rigidly adhered to. That's the difference between NoSQL and SQL. But SQL is just structured query language. And what it helps you to do, it helps you to be able to convey information in near English language from yourself to the database to make what you call a retrieval. Now, there are three parts of this that we will be looking at. The first is when we look at the word structured, the second thing is query, and the third thing is language. Now, when we say structured, what we mean by that is, okay, there is a way to this. There is a way to do this. And then when we say query, for people that work, most people don't like queries, but I give a lot of queries actually, because of where I work or because of where I work. And then when people receive queries, I always tell them there's nothing to be afraid of. What is a query? A query is a question. That's all a query is. There's nothing to be afraid if you are given a query at all. What is a query? A query is a question. Tell us your own side of the story. That's basically what a query is. So in this case, what we are asking is, we are actually asking a question. We are asking the database, we are asking that database a question. So there is a way to ask this question. So way to do this. Now, not just only way to ask this question, and then there is a language in which we are asking this question. We are asking this question in a particular language. Now, for anything called language, there are things that are important. There is what we call syntax. There is syntax. And then the other part of that is there is semantics. Sorry, I didn't study education in school, but just bear with me if I get some of these things wrong. But I think I'm right to you now. There's what we call syntax and semantics for any language. So what is syntax? Syntax is how you write it. You understand? Semantics is what you are writing, how you are putting it to make it understandable. So to give you an example now, if I say Ade is going to school, it follows the rules of grammar because it tells us Ade, it shows us where it is going. You understand? It tells us Ade is a complete sentence. Now, I can choose to add something to this sentence, and I can choose to remove something from this sentence. Now, if I say Ade is Ade is a phrase or Ade is a clause? You understand? That's a question for you guys. Ade is it a phrase or is it a clause? The audience, please. What is Ade is? Is it a phrase or is it a clause? Can we start from there?
Is it the whole question, like Ade goes to school?
Ade is a phrase.
We're no more here.
It's breaking.
Please, let's be patient. I've sent him a message.
Yes, ma. We are. Thank you so much, ma.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, guys. Sorry about that. Sharing my screen now. Network kicked me out.
Thank you, sir.
Can hear you, sir.
Okay. Okay. Please just allow me share my screen, please. Network kicked me out. So I can't share my screen yet. Can I try now? Admin, please, can you allow me share my screen? Hello, admin, can you allow me share my screen? Guys, just hold on a bit, please. I'm not able to share my screen now. Maybe in the next few seconds, I should be able to.
Please, can you try again?
Okay, sure. I'm going to do that now. Okay, yes, I can share my screen now. Thank you. Okay, can you guys see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. Sorry about network kicking me out. I think we were talking about SQL, and we talked about structured query language We agree that this was a so my spelling is wrong. So structured query language, and then we're talking about language. I think that was where we were. And we said all languages have two things, that is syntax and semantics. Those are the two things language would have generally. You have syntax, and then in language you have semantics. So now for semantics is how these things are put together. You understand? So it's a language, but there is how you are putting it together, basically. So, and that's what this whole query writing thing is all about. There is a way you write it. You understand? However, also there is still a way that it makes sense, because it's like the normal way you are communicating English from one person to another. If I was speaking to you in French and I said, comment ça va? Now you can reply me if you went to a Nigerian school, I say, ça va bien, merci. You understand? But another person, if the person does not know the language, I say, comment ça va? The person would most likely just look at you and say, okay, what's happening here? For there to be communication, there has to be two parties, really. And in this case, for there to be effective communication, there has to be parties. In this case, there is you, and then there is the database engine that is running your query. So there are two people in this communication, yourself and then the person you are communicating to. These are just the two people in this communication. In you writing a query, in fact, if it was a normal query at your workplace, the query is addressed to you, and then you are responding to the query to someone. So there are always two people. You understand? The database engine that is trying to understand what you are saying. And then based on its understanding of what you have said, it's now going to give you a result. Now, let us go back a little bit and look at it from the point of you even being at work and being issued a query. If you are issued a query, now you are going to reply to that query. And based on the response of the query that you have given, you can be given another query. If what you have written, they do not understand it as well, because the purpose of the query is just to ask a question, and so that people would understand. That's what it's all about. So are we clear about what structured query language is, at least in the layman terms for us now? Do you understand what it's all about here?
Yes, sir.
Do you guys understand everything I've said so far?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so that's great. So moving forward, so we'll be writing what we call basic SQL statement. And now it's basic in the sense that we are not doing overly too much. We just want to ask a question, and then we're expecting certain responses from the questions we have asked. That's all we're about to do. Now, after completing this lesson, you should be able to list the capabilities of SQL select statement and execute a basic select statement. So that's what we are doing. So what does it allow us to do, SQL? It allows us to extract data from the database using structured query language, which we have explained. Now, you may need to understand, and that's why we did the first thing we did, look at our tables, understand them. Now, the create statements we use, or the select statements we use, are going to just help us bring data. Basically, it just helps us to do. But what are the capabilities of SQL select statement? It helps us to do two things. We have selection. So now what we have here, if I do a little bit of going back now, because this is animated, if this is your normal table, this is a table. Let's assume this, all of this is table 1. Now, the first thing SQL allows you to do is allows you to do selection. And selection is you do not want everything, you just want something out of it. So it allows you to select. I am not picking everything in these rows or these columns. I'm not picking every entity. We talked about entities. I am picking certain things. That is the first thing that allows us to do. The second thing it allows us to do what we call a projection. Projection usually deals with doing things that what we call column level workings on your data. You are working especially on the column when you are trying to do things like sum, you are doing things like average, you are trying to do things that mathematical computations on just a certain columnar operator. We call that projection. It also allows us to do joins. And now joining is, I have two tables. This is table 1 and table 2. I want to be able to, I don't want to use the word join. I want to be able to put those two tables together, or better still, I want to take elements from one table. I want to take elements from another table, and I want them to join together as one single table. You understand? Now, a select statement receives information from the database. Using a select statement, you can do the selection we have talked about. You can do the projection, and then you can join. And what this join will allow you to do is you take something that is common to both tables, and then you use it to match them to get a result set that is similar. You understand? So if you remember in our class yesterday, and we're talking about foreign keys, primary keys, and then we talked about how to move from one table to the other. If you are looking for something like for this instance, now let us do something really small to explain the joins. We are still going to talk about joins. If we have two tables, we have, let's say this is customer table, and our customer table, let's say we have cost ID or customer ID. Okay, let's say cost ID. Let's say we have name. We have something like maybe phone number. And then we have something like address. Now, let's say we have another table here. And this table we have here, let's say we call that table transactions. Now, in our transactions table, let's say we have transaction ID. We have cost ID. We have amount. Now you will see that if I wanted to join these two tables, there is something that is common between them. And in this place now, it is the cost ID. So if this was a table and this was another table, if I wanted to move from this table and I wanted to know all the transactions, I want to know, okay, I know there is a transaction ID, I know there is a cost ID, I know there is an amount. But I want to know which customer presently did the transactions above 20,000. The transactions greater than 20,000. What I'll be doing is, because this table does not solely explain, cannot give me all the information I have. That is my customer table. It cannot give me all this information I have. But if I add this table to this table, then I can know exactly who did that. And the way I will do that is, I have my customer ID here, I have my cost ID here, and I have amount here. So if I join this customer table, if I join it with transaction table, I am joining it by what? I'm joining it by the customer ID, because this customer ID is the field that is similar between this my customer table and my transactions. That is the field that's the field that is similar between them. So I can move from, here to here, and then I can do things like, oh, I do not want only the customer ID. So if I was to join now, what I would have, if you are following me closely, is I would have a new, I won't say it's a new table, I would have a table that gives me results, because what I'm looking for is, I'm looking for people that have more than 20,000 naira. I've done transactions more than 20,000 naira. Those are the things I am looking for. So I would have the customer ID. I'm joining by the customer ID. That's how I would join. I can join, I'm joining by customer ID, but I want their names. So I can have their name. I can have their phone number. I can even have their address. And then I can have the amount that they transacted. Now, this gives me a fuller view. And the only way I've been able to do this is because I was able to join these tables together. And that is what a join does really. You have tables.
Well
and
done.
then what you're doing is you are putting what you have. You are combining both tables A and table B by a field or a column that is similar to them. And you are using that
That's okay, please. I'm in class.
Would you mute yourself, please? Okay, you are joining them to get this particular result that I've showed you. So you can see our customer table, you can see our transactions table, and you can see that by us joining them, we now have a result that shows us who has collected more than 20,000 naira. And it might necessarily not be one person, but it can be a lot of things, a lot of people who have done that. Okay. So we've talked, so this is a basic SQL select statement, and this is what we'll be looking at. It's basic in the form that all SQL statements look like this in a reasonable sense. And then when you look at this statement, you have two things. You have these two things here that we are going to talk about. This. There is select, and then there is from. These two things, or these two words, are what we call keywords. They mean something to the database. They are what we call keywords, and they mean something to the database engine that you are trying to get something from. Now, on the other side is you now have this. And now, what is all of this? All of this is what you know already. This distinct is also a keyword, but here now, you can select everything. What this is telling you is you can select, this asterisk is saying you can select everything, or you can select columns, which is, the structure of our table, because we'll be selecting from tables. The cost structure of our table, let me use this customer table, is still this. You have columns, and cost ID will be a column here. Let's say name will be a column. Address will be a column. Address will be a column. Phone number is a column. Probably age is a column. But like that. All these are columns. So I can choose to select. So if I'm writing an SQL statement and I'm writing asterisk, what I'm saying is, I am selecting. When you see the word asterisk, it means that you are selecting everything. It means you are doing what you are selecting everything. And you are selecting everything from where? You are selecting everything from a table. That's why you have the from here. You are selecting everything from a table. You are selecting everything from a table. So that's what we have here. You are selecting everything from a table, or we can select not everything, and we can select these things from our columns that we have here. So I can do something like select asterisk from customer, because our table here is customer. At the same time, I can do select and I can choose what I want to select now. I can choose to select the cost ID. And now the alias comes in here, if I want to, we are moving further, but I'm just trying to explain all of this all at the same time so that when we get there, you understand it better. Now you can now choose here to now say you want to select the column called customer, but you don't like the name customer. You want to give it another name. Then you can use an alias. You can select column, this column, customer. You can say you want to select it as, and then probably customer ID. It makes more sense this way. And then I can choose to not just select cost ID. I can choose to select name. I can choose to select address. I can choose to select as many things of this from as possible. And the syntax is I am selecting all these things and I'm selecting it from a place. So you have select and then you have from. So it's just like if you have a wardrobe or a bag of balls and someone comes to visit you at home. Now you can tell, or you have a cousin at home, or you have a junior one at home, and you want to send them on an errand, but you want to give specific instructions. And that is all what SQL is about, giving instructions that are quite specific. You understand? Instructions that are specific and are understandable. You can say, hey, Mary, go into the room and get me a red shirt. Now, if you have lots of red shirts, now, Mary is going to probably see a lot of red shirts and does not know which one to pick. You understand? And then you can go, okay, Mary, go into the bedroom, select the red shirt on the hanger. That's a more specific instruction. Now, Mary, go into the bedroom and select a red shirt. She's going to see all the red shirts that you have there. And then she will pack them and come and give you. And that is a form of the select asterisk. Now, if you are saying, Mary, go into the bedroom and select the red shirt on the hanger. So she's still going to the bedroom. You understand? That is the place where she's taking the shirts from. But she's selecting just one thing now. She's selecting a very specific shirt for you because you have told her it's the shirt that's on the hanger that she should bring. Are you guys still with me up to this moment? I know it's still a lot of what you are going to be writing queries soon. Are you guys still with me up till now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, we are with you.
Okay, that's great. Okay, so what does select statement help us to? It includes the select clause, it includes the from clause, which specifies the table containing the columns. So this from clause tells us the table we are going to pull those things from. You understand? And then in the select statement, we can list one or more columns as we need to select from the table. Okay, so the other thing we'll be doing now is, so select, let me clean this up so that, so select identifies what columns, from identifies which table. I think I explained this already, but select will tell us what columns we are selecting. But the from tells us from which table are we selecting it from. So there are two different things. From which table? Select what and which. So select identifies what columns that you are trying to select, and then the from identifies which table you are actually taking those columns from. Now the table can be more than one. We are not there yet, but we'll get there. Your tables can be more than one that you're selecting from. But right now, we're just dealing with just one. So we are selecting what columns from which table. Now, when we are writing SQL statement, our statements are not case sensitive. And then these are just rules. SQL statement can be on one or more lines. However, there is what we call best practice. Best practice is your keyword is one single statement, just one. Is your from, your select, you write it on just one line. And then best practice is when you are writing these things, you write it with the keywords, like your from, your select, you write those things in capital letter so that you can know which is a keyword, and it just gives your SQL queries, it gives it readability. The other thing is clauses are usually placed on separate lines. If you see when I was writing, and I was writing the select statement, you would notice that when I was writing select, I wrote my select somewhere. If you wrote select in small case, it's going to work, but I would advise you to write select in uppercase so that you know what you are doing. So, and then you'll see that I am writing my from on another place. So the way you write this, you can see my clauses are on different lists. And then tabs and indent are used to enhance usability. You would get to all this very soon. But when you are writing, it's just like best practice. You want to write what you are writing in your select. If I'm selecting columns, I can choose to start to write my columns from here. Like, okay, this is my cost ID. Cost ID, the name, the address. You understand? I'm sorry for the way it's spelled. And then from now, I can choose to do this also. Now, this is better, and I can say from customers. Now, this is better because anybody seeing this looks at all of this and knows that, okay, you are selecting this and you're selecting it from this. I could write this particular statement. I could write it just the same way as I would write select cost ID, name, address. There should be a comma between this that I'm writing, and I can write it like I can write from. I can say, let me lengthen this so that you can see what's possible from, and I can say customer. Now, this query would work. The above one would work. But which one is more readable? That is the question we are talking about. The one above tells us everything. We can see everything at a glance. For someone that does not know SQL, actually, you can look at this and the first one and look at it and say, oh, this looks like something. And then someone looks at this and, you are trying to understand exactly what is going on here. Because the from is not capital letter, everything is just joined together. So that is why you would use tabs and indents to help you make your code more readable. So the next thing we want to do is just moving on is now this is a simple SQL statement. You are selecting all from department. But so far, so good, you look like you have not written any queries, but you will see that you've learned a lot in a short while. So we'll be moving to, and then I'll be dropping some questions. I'll be dropping some questions on the WhatsApp chat, or not the WhatsApp chat, rather. I'll be dropping some questions on the group now. So, and I want us to answer all these questions right now. So just give me a minute. I have them ready for you, and then you will have them in a bit, please. But is there anyone that has not understood everything that we have said so far? Everything we have said so far. Everything we have said so far. Is there anything that is not clear so far to you guys? Hello, guys.
We can hear you, sir.
Yeah,
Me, no, sir. I
Yeah, we
understand.
can hear you.
Okay, I know you can hear me. I'm asking, is there anything that is not clear so far from everything we've
No,
talked
sir.
about?
No, sir.
No,
Thank
okay,
you.
everything is clear. Okay. So
For
I want
me,
you to try this question I'm going to drop on the chat now. So, okay. So, and then we'll look at it together. The first one is question number 1. Retrieve all employees and then get the names and emails of all employees. So that's what we want to do. That's the first thing we want to do. Okay. So do you guys want to try? So please go ahead and retrieve all employees.
yes, sir.
Okay, go ahead and retrieve all employees. We have, we are retrieving. So this brings us to what we were talking about. You are selecting what? You are selecting which from what? Yes, you are doing it now. It's in class. You are going to write in class. You are not, it's not assessment. It's not assignment. You are doing it in class. You are selecting which from what? So what are you selecting? And where are you selecting it from? We have said that what you are selecting, you are going to select them, which is the columns you are selecting. And then the what is where you are selecting those columns from. So now when I say retrieve all employees, I have said that you can select specific columns. And then I've told you you can select, when you're selecting specific columns, you are giving us the column names. And now if you are selecting everything, what you're doing is you are selecting it using a wildcard character, which is the asterisk that I showed you. So have you guys done that already? I think you guys should be able to do that already. Have you guys been able to do that already? Hello?
Yes.
Okay, that's great. So you can't share your screen, but let us just walk through it together. So you do a select asterisk, and then you are selecting asterisk, and then you are selecting it from, we are selecting it from where?
Employees.
Employees, okay. Okay, you are selecting asterisk from employees, and then you can do this, and then you can run it. So that should tell us this is everything. This is everything. This is all our employees that we have. So we can see the total number of employees we have. We can see what our employees look like. We can see the columns that our employees have. We can see employee ID, name, email, phone number, commission. We can see manager ID. We can see department ID. We can see that these are the things that our employees have. So this is selected. So the other one is we are retrieving certain things now from our employees. What are the things we are trying to get? We want to get the name
and their email addresses.
Okay, so can someone tell me how we are going to write this? Just read it to me. Just tell me as if you are typing it, and then I'll type it.
Select.
Okay. Okay.
So we have the name in first name and last name. If you are shipping quotes, that means first name, comma, then last name.
Select first name, right?
Yes.
First name.
Yes,
okay,
first underscore name.
Underscore name. Okay. Select first name.
Comma.
Okay. Okay.
Last name.
Last name. Last name.
Then email.
An email. Okay.
Yeah, comma email.
Comma email. Okay.
Then
from where?
From employee.
From employees. Okay. I'm selecting it from employees. Okay. Okay. So I have selected first name, last name. I've selected it from employees. Okay, Tolulope, you can talk.
Okay, sir, please, I'm sorry. I see that you have that semicolon immediately after typing employee. Could you please explain why?
Okay, I didn't get your last statement.
Could you please explain the function of the semicolon you typed after employee?
Is an end to your statement. That is what ends this statement. It defines this statement from this statement. So I know this statement ends here. Select asterisk from employees. I know it ends here. And for this one also, I know where the statement ends here. So it's best practice is when you are writing SQL, you end each SQL statement with a semicolon. You end it with a semicolon. That's the best practice. Without the semicolon, it's going to work. Oh, you understand? Temi, you can't see my screen. How is that possible? Everyone, can you see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Temi, I think you're the only one. I think you're the only one, Temi. I don't know why. Okay, so I think that could be your network or internet. So maybe you do a refresh. That could work. Okay, so that is why you would do the select, you would put the semicolon. And then you would notice also that in between, we have this. So if we remove this first name, if we remove this email. And let us try to do this. You will see it is telling us that there is a syntax error near email. It will tell us there is an error. And the reason it's telling us that there is an error is incorrect syntax. It's telling us there's an incorrect syntax down here. Then we can go into it and be looking for what has happened or what's happening. But it is because of the comma. Because what we want to do is you want to, let me put a comma here, and then let us run this query again. You find out that what is selecting, it has selected first name, it has selected email, and then it has forgotten last name. So you'll find this working also because there is no space between this. That's why it's, but if you put your comma here and you run it properly like the way it should be, then you will have everything back. You understand? You have your first name and you have your last name. Okay, so I think you guys are good with this. Can we move forward?
Yes,
Hello,
sir.
guys. Can we?
Yes,
We
sir.
can move forward.
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's so moving on. Moving on. So what we have done is we have, when you use the asterisk, you will see that directly what we did was we selected everything from department. So if we went to go back now and then use this guide to do that still, I know we've done employees. If we did this and then we just, instead of employees, we did departments. Yeah, you can see it will tell you it's departments already. So that is intelligence. I don't know if that works on your own end, but you will see it tells us exactly the same thing also. So it just gives us everything. And then we can now move on to say, okay, we want to select the department ID, the department name, the manager ID, the location ID. These are all the things that we can now be selecting one after the other to just see what our table looks like. Okay. So that is your first SQL query that you have written, and I want to tell you guys congratulations. So far, so good. We seem to be on track. All right. So this is just to explain. So select asterisk from department. So it gives us everything directly. Your department name, the department number, the location ID, that is what the select asterisk will do. It gives us everything. Now, if we are selecting specific columns, what we are doing is different. We are selecting those specific columns just like we did. So you are selecting department number and the location. We are selecting it from department. So we are not selecting everything. We are just selecting a few things you get so that it just gives us a deeper insight. We don't want all of that information. We just want few information for us to move forward. Now, so when we select specific columns, what it will do is there is a particular way these things work, and then you have this select columns, and then it's going to look for this and this. It looks for it in this, and then it just gives us the result out that we have underneath. Now, one thing we'll look at here is something very interesting, qualifying table names. We can do this qualifying table names is important when we are trying to do joins. So I will just take my time to explain a little bit about it, then we'll move forward. So let me just explain a little bit about that and then we move forward. Now, you would know that by default, every table, this department is a table, countries is a table, employees is a table, job history is a table, jobs is a history, location is a table. All of these are tables. Now, this department ID, department name, manager ID, location ID are in departments. These are columns inside departments. You understand? These are columns inside departments. So necessarily, what we will do is if I fully want to qualify a table, when I have something like or I want to select, I'm trying to do a join. We have not gotten there, we'll get there. And then in my join that I'm trying to do, what I'm seeing is I have a table with a name And then I have with a column with a name that is the same as another column's name in another table. It's going to confuse the database engine. So because you have, let's say, department now, I have department ID. You understand? Let me see if employee has department ID. I think employee should have, let me just select asterisk from employees. Okay, let's just look at columns. If it has, it will tell us, where is this? This thing allow me to scroll. Okay, this is employee ID. Do I have a department ID? I think I should have a department ID here. Okay, so you can see department ID also. So inside employee table, I have department ID. Inside department also, I have department ID. So those two names are the same. So if I want to tell the engine or the database engine that exactly what I want to is the department ID inside table departments, what I will do is I will do something like I'm going to do department I'll do department, select department dot department ID department ID. That's how you would write this. You write department ID. I have not, I think this should work. Okay. Department doesn't see, this is because of the engine we are using here, but you want to fully qualify it. So this is how you would write it. Your department, or departments rather. Okay, this is department. So let me just, department. So this should work. Okay, yes. So it should work. So this is departments dot department ID. I am directly referencing the department table, and I am referencing the column I want to select. I would use this when I'm trying to do something around joining two tables together or trying to do a few things. That is when I will do something like this. But it's just very good you understand that you can have two tables that have exact same name for their columns. And it might be confusing when you're trying to write a query, but the way around that is to just reference, fully qualify it, fully qualify the department or the table with, or fully qualify the column with the name of the table that you're trying to extract. I hope that is clear with everybody. Is that okay by everybody? Is that taken? Who has Oluwaseyi, what's the issue? You said you have not been able to write your first code yet. What's the reason for that, please?
Okay, so I tried writing the query and it's bringing out starting executing query at line 1. Relation department does not exist. Time of execution 0000.
Were you able to connect successfully to the database?
Yes, I was.
If you're able to
But
connect successfully to the database,
the app connect it and it's bringing me back to that I should reconnect the okay. So I've been able to connect on my.
well, let's touch this thing in a few minutes. You'll be able to share your screen in a few minutes, and then we'll see what we can do about that. But don't let us hold everybody else back, and then we'll just see what we can do in a few minutes, please. Just hold on.
Okay.
Okay. Is that okay? Okay.
Yes,
all right. Okay. So column
Please,
headings.
I have a question.
Okay, please go ahead. You said you have a question. Please go ahead.
Okay, yes. When you run your first query, that's select star from employees. You removed employees, you removed the particular table, and then you put in department, even though you have the second query under it. But I'm trying to I changed mine from employees to departments, but when I run my query, I'm still seeing the 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 output it gives me is the answer to the second query.
Okay, I think that will be because of I think okay, let's I think let us do this. I don't know, maybe this was what you did. So I don't know if this was what you did, you should actually get two results. It should show you the first one, and then is this the second one? Because this one is I'm selecting departments from so this is going to be very long. And then this is the one that is down. Let me just scroll with this one. And then let's see. You can see I have two queries actually, and then I'm seeing the result of both queries. So I don't know
So I
what's
need to
happening over
scroll
here.
down.
You should scroll down. If you scroll down, I think you should
I'm
see
still
what you're
seeing the same thing.
still seeing the same thing. Did you select
Yes.
everything? That's another thing. So if you
Okay, so I
selected
should
everything, then
I didn't select
you
it.
can select everything and run your query, or you can just select exactly what query you want to run. If I want to run this query alone, you understand,
Okay.
then I'm going to just run this query alone. And if I want to run this query alone,
Okay.
then I can just select this query and run this query alone. And if I want to select
Okay.
everything, I can select everything and run both of them at the same time.
And run everything. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Are you clear now?
Yes, I am. But what
Okay.
if
You want to ask a question? Please go ahead. Okay, no questions. Okay, so moving on. So we have column evening defaults, and this is not really necessary, but we have default justification for the way things appear on the on your result pane. You'll find out that date and character data are justified to the left, and numeric character are justified to the right, just like your normal justification for Windows or your normal Word. So the default display would be in uppercase most times, but depending on the engine you are using, it can be in lowercase. And then that will also depend on how the database was created. You get, but that's just default justification. So another thing we want to look about is arithmetic operation expressions. Now, we are able to do calculations on number and data by using operators, and not just this. So there is an order or precedence to these things we are trying to do. The first one is there is an operator, and then there's the description that you can see. So you have your add, you have your subtract, you have your multiply, and you have your divide. And these operations, they work directly. You understand? They work directly as they will work on how do I put it, on your normal you doing normal mathematics. They would work as they would work on you just doing normal mathematics, nothing spectacular about them. So if we have something like this, so you can literally in your SQL statement that you are writing, you can do something as interesting as you want to add, you want to subtract, you want to multiply, you want to divide. And you will do that on numeric data. And then on date data, you can subtract, you can divide, you can do all those things also. So in this case now, what we are seeing is we are selecting employee name, we are selecting salary, and then we are creating another field again, another column, and then we are saying we don't want just the salary. So I can see the salary, and I can see salary plus 300, and I am just selecting it from this. So this salary plus 300 here that we have here is what we have here. So I have salary plus 300, and then it just comes down here. You get? So the salary is what the person earns. This is useful for you when you're trying to do something like you want to find a percentage of something. You want to find, okay, if we give everybody 20,000 naira extra, you understand? Who is going to be the highest paid? You understand? Or who is going to earn more or something like that. This is what this would show you. So if you have salary plus 200 or salary minus 200, a use case for that would be maybe you want to do discount. Let's say you have discount, commission discount, percentage discount. This is a very good way to, when you're running on fly queries, you can use this to actually get a result that you actually need. You do not need to put the few there. If I just wanted to probably like 20% of salary, I wanted to know exactly, and if 20% of salary is bonus, and I wanted to know, okay, and then maybe there is a condition for something like people who earn more than 5,000 naira are going to have maybe 10% bonus, and people that earn less than 5,000 naira are going to have 20% bonus. I can do that computation in this and know exactly how much HR is going to be paying everybody, and then I just forward that shit to HR. So these are the type of things you would want to do with something like this. So and then there is operator precedence. This is the how these arithmetic operations, how senior they are to each other. The way this works is it follows the order we call BEMDAS. Or BEMDAS, yes. So there is bracket of exponentiation, multiplication, division, addition, and subtraction. The only one you don't have there is exponentiation, which you might not be using that a lot here. But what it will be evaluating first is whatever is in a bracket, then multiplication, then division, then addition, then subtraction. That is the order the operator precedence will take. So you can, when you are writing queries and you are doing on the fly computation, you should be very careful about how you are actually writing those on the fly queries that involve computation, because it would give you a result. But now, is the result now right, or is the result that you have, is the result now wrong? And the way you'll be able to track that is to ensure that you follow operator precedence in what you are doing. You should follow up. Yeah, I'm teaching you mathematics because it's important. So it follows operator precedence, and that ensures that whatever calculations you are doing comes out with the exact result it's supposed to come out with, and not a result that you think is the result. You understand? Because there is a result, and then there is the result. And you'll find out a lot when you start writing, probably maybe, I won't say complex SQL queries or things like that. You can write a query, and then you know it's supposed to give you X, Y, Z, and it's giving Y and Z, and you are thinking, what's wrong? And usually what is wrong is in the way. So there are two rules I tell people. The first is, if the query you are writing, if it doesn't make sense to you when you are thinking about it, you can be 100% sure it doesn't make sense to the database engine you are trying to get information from. It doesn't make sense to it at all. The second thing is, if when the result comes out, it looks like that result is not giving you exactly what you think it should be giving you, then most likely it's wrong. So the idea would be to write your queries in just short ways. Write them in and build it up. Don't write a 500-line query. If you're writing a query that is more than 20 lines or more than 30 lines, I can tell you there is a mistake somewhere. You have not just seen it yet. You get? But just write it in short steps. No, okay, this is the whole set of what I want. Find that. Find a subset of what you want, and then find what you want. It's easier that way. Okay, so let's go to our machine, and then let's try to do a few things. I should delete this. Okay, so now in this case, now from my employees, we have salary. So then let us just, okay, I should actually delete this, clear all my drawings, and then I should close this. Okay, so I have my first name, my last name, my email. Let's say I want to get my salary out of this. So that's my salary. And I've gotten my salary out of this. and then I can run this query now, and then it will give us people and what they earn. Now, should I want to do something else more than this? Let's say I want to do salary, and then I want to do whatever salary now I want to give people. I want to do salary, and then I want to do salary plus, let's say 200. You know, this is a perfectly legitimate equation to write, and then I can run this also, and then I can have column 5. You see, it's telling it is not giving it a name. You understand? But then I have my salary, and I have everybody. I have added 200 to their salaries, and then I might not want to do this. I may just want to do. I just want to know. I want to do this salary, and I want to multiply it by 0.02. And then that would be 20%, right? No, that would be 2%. Is that 20% or 2%? I think, let me do 0.2. And then I want to say this is commission. Okay, I want to name this as commission, and then I can run this query. Okay, so you can see my commission. What I've done is I've multiplied this by 0.2. I think it should be 0.02, because everybody just doubled by salary. So but it's commission we want to give them. We don't want to increase their salary. So I want to, with commission. So I want to give everybody a commission. So this is the commission now. So this is me doing two things. The first thing I've done here is I have performed an operation. That is what I've done here. The second thing I've done is this particular operation that I've done, I have now given it a name. And this is what the ask keyword does. You remember in the, I think the first or second slide that I shared, we have the ask keyword. And then what the ask keyword is like, it's telling you that, okay, I want to call this that. So I want to call salary multiplied by 0.02. I want to call it as commission. You understand? The same way I can choose to say, okay, first name. I don't want to call first name. I want to just call first name. I want to call it name. I want to call first name. And then I can run this also. And then what I have here is name. So it's first name, but I want to call it name. So I think I have some. Okay. Okay. So I want to call it name. So let us just go to I'm going to drop some questions for you guys to practice on now. So you can check the chat box, and then we'll just see where that leads us to. I'll be dropping the questions one after the other. So don't worry, guys, you are going to be doing lots of writing of queries. So it's not just only me that is going to be writing query in this class. All of us are going to be writing. Okay. So you are going to get your questions now. Okay. Okay, let's try question number 1. I think you can all do question number 1. So you get question number 2 in a bit. So find employees with a salary greater than 5,000. Reduce all the salaries for employees with salary greater than 5,000 by 25%. So that's your first question. I hope you guys are writing queries.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I know we've not touched some of these things I'm asking you to do, but don't worry, I know you've got them.
Yes, sir. Can I quickly share my screen so you can see?
Okay, for the solution.
Yes.
Oh, just hold on.
Oh, okay, okay. Thank you, sir.
Okay. So, who wants to share their screen? What's your name? So let me pick 3 people before we start sharing screens. Who wants to try? You have 3 questions, questions 1, question 2, question 3. So who wants to share screen first, going forward? Who is the first person that wants to share the screen? What's your name, sir? So that they can give you access to share your screen. Hello?
Is it,
Hello,
no,
everybody.
I've not been able to write anything. It's for the solution to what is happening to my system.
Don't worry,
I'm
don't worry.
unable.
You are for question number 1. So there will be somebody for question number 2 and question number 3. So, but let's just move forward. So what's your name so that
Let
they
me
can give you access?
Let me take question number 2 after you guys have done question number 1.
Okay, so who is for question number 2?
I said, let me take question number 2 after you guys have done question number 1.
Okay, I said, what's your name? What's your name? What's your name?
Christiana Chachu.
Okay, the person who is the person for question number 1? What's your name, please?
Please, excuse me, sir. Please, I need clarification. Is it after selecting the employee that the salary are greater than 5,000? That's when we'll now reduce the salary.
Yes, you have to reduce their salaries. Their company is experiencing financial difficulties, and we don't want to lay off people. So we feel that they earn more than everybody, so we can cut their salary so that other people don't lose their jobs. But don't worry, we'll get there. We'll answer your question later. Just hold on. You already know the answer, but you don't know you know the answer. That's the issue. What's the name of the first person so that I can stop sharing my screen and they can give you share access, please? The person that wants to answer question number 1, what's your name, please?
I'm not the one, but I can try. The only part I don't understand is the reduce.
Okay, don't worry. What's your name?
Dunsin. Oluwadunsin.
Oluwadunsin. Okay, admin, can you give Oluwadunsin share access? I'm going to stop sharing my screen now so that she can share solution to question number 1. Dunsin, try sharing your screen now, please. Dunsin,
Please try it now.
Okay. Okay, what's question? Okay. I can see your screen, yes.
Okay. So this is my answer.
What's your answer? What's the question? Okay. Select employee and salary from employees. Where this question number 2, right?
No, one.
Question number one. Okay. So, okay, that's great. So you are selecting employee and their salary ID. I
Yes.
didn't actually select all employees. So, but this is good. It's a good try. Select all employees. Whose salary. Okay. Their salary is less than 5,000. Oh, that's great. You worked your way to the answer. Okay, that's great. Congratulations, Dunsin. This is how you would be writing it actually. We've not gotten there, but from everything we've spoken so far, I believe you guys should be able to get here. Okay. Thank you very much. Who wants to go with question number 3 or question number 1?
Okay, I think I'll go with question number 1.
Okay,
I
you
was
can.
okay. Just to question number 2. Okay.
Can I share my screen?
Yes, you can share your screen. You should be given access to share
Please,
your
your
screen.
name. Your name.
Emmanuel. Emmanuel Adetunji.
Okay, you can try sharing your screen, Emmanuel.
Okay. Okay, this is for the question 1.
Okay.
Where we are to get the salaries of people that are greater than 5,000, and we are to reduce it by 25%.
Okay. Salary, what you've done is you have reduced their salary by 25%, but what you have done is you are subtracting 0.25 from salary. That's what
Yes.
you have done.
Yes.
No, but I said you should reduce the salary by 25%.
Okay.
So what you should have is, if the salary is 5,000, you should reduce the salary by 25%. And I think that the person should now be collecting, I think 10% of 5,000 is 500. So the person should be collecting 4,750 or something like that.
Okay.
Okay,
Thank
so
you.
you can write it. Let us see how you're going to go about it.
Since the person will be collecting 5%, so we are reducing it by 5%. So if the person is collecting
No, I
0,
said, hold on. Understand the question first of all. The question is to reduce the salary by 25%.
yes.
Okay, so I'm listening to you now.
Okay, so if we are reducing the salary by 25%,
okay,
that means it simply means we are going to be the salary divided the percent divided by 100, which will give us the percent for every individual here. That means the percentage, when you reduce it by 5%, then you're going to subtract it from what they have here. So I think
you have not written the query to give us the answer. That's what I'm waiting for, actually.
okay. So that means 25 divided by, but you still give me the same answer. 500 minus salary. I think I'm stuck here now.
Okay, anybody that has an idea on how we should go about this?
I can try.
Okay, please tell him what to do. You can speak, madam. Just tell him what to do.
Okay, where he has that salary.
Okay.
It will be the first name comma, then salary minus into bracket salary times 0.25 as new salary.
Okay.
Do you get?
Okay, so you have into brackets here.
No, follow exactly what she's saying. She didn't say into bracket first. Just follow exactly
So
what she's
the
saying.
thing is, comma salary minus
Okay.
then open bracket
Okay.
salary times times
Okay.
0.25.
0.25.
Okay.
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 Okay. So for you to be sure, you can take so you should test your answers to know if they are true. So let us run through this one.
So
Okay, what is 10% of, hold on, just hold on. What is 10% of 24,000? I think that's 24,000, yes? What's 10% of 24,000? 2,400.
2,400.
2,400 times 2, that is 4,800. Yes? Plus 1,200. That's how much? That's 6,000 minus 24. That would be 18,000.
18,000.
Okay, so yes, we are correct.
All right.
Okay, so before you stop sharing your screen, just hold on. Now, when you are writing, there are a few things we have not touched, but you guys are already there, which is great. Now, when you are writing, if you are not talking, could you please mute yourself? When you're embedding calculation, when you're embedding calculations in your queries, there are a few things you should be careful about, and that was why we talked about precedence. Now, if you remove this bracket, now remove the bracket surrounding this thing and run this query again. Just remove the brackets, yes. And run this query again. Let's see the answers it will give us. Okay. This one knows mass. That is why it is giving us answers that look correct, actually. On a normal day, in probably a normal database engine, you are not going to get answers that look as close to this. You are going to get answers that are way off. You understand? And the reason this is actually correct is because of the precedence of operation. Because what this is doing first, it is doing the multiplication. After it is doing multiplication, then there is no addition. Then the next thing it will do is subtraction. So this is actually following the precedence of operators. And that is why this is working. You understand? But why you would put a bracket in this is so that you are sure of exactly what you are doing. You understand? That is why you put a bracket. You put a bracket so that, okay, you know that, okay, I'm subtracting this from that. I want to finish all the calculations in this first, and then the result I'm getting there, I want to subtract it from this that I already have, and I want it to be named this. You understand? And that is the way. So I would encourage you, when you are writing and are doing calculations, put them in brackets, especially if it's a calculation that is not just A plus B or A times B and something longer. Put what you are calculating, put them inside brackets for legibility, so that you will understand, and then at the same time, so that you know that your code is running correctly. Okay, so that's that about that.
Thank you.
Okay, so Tolu just hold on. Who wants to go for it? Question number 3.
So I do. I want to go for, I don't know if I'm correct, so I want to try.
Okay, please go ahead.
I don't know if I can share screen.
I think you should be able to share screen. Church Christiana, so I think you should be able to share your screen in a bit. Just give
You
it a
can
few
share
more.
your screen now.
Okay, let me try and share my screen. Let me see. Yes, entire screen share. Can you all see my screen now?
It started share. Yes, we can see your screen now. Yes. Chat GPT into your long.
Actually, you asked us to make sure that the answers we got were correct. I hope you can hear me. Okay, you can hear me.
I can
So
hear
I
you.
wanted
I'm
to make
just
sure
kidding
that I
with you.
got the right answer.
No
If I did
problem.
not, then I'll do another. I'll try that one.
No problems, madam. No problems, madam. I'm just kidding with you.
Sorry,
No
what are you
problem.
saying?
I said I'm just kidding with you. It's
So this
okay. Run me
So
through
this
your
is the
code.
answer. Yes. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do now. So this is the answer I got. I've not even checked if it's correct or use my calculator or anything. I don't know if this is it, but I did select. I went to go and carry the first name because I wanted to know the name of the people. And then I saw that we're also getting the employee ID. And I also added that one as well because
Okay.
I thought maybe we don't only need the name. Let's also get the employee ID as well. So I carried that. Then I also carried the original salary to see, okay, this is salary originally. And then the question was increase tax for all employees that earn more than 3,000. They must all start paying like 35% of tax. And
Okay.
then after the original salary, I now did another one where I had to times it by, I don't know if it's correct. I had to times it by 35%. And when I times
Okay.
it by 35%, that is their salary. I put it as the tax amount they're supposed to be paying. And like,
Okay.
I don't, this is like, that's a 4 column, that is the tax amount. So I don't know.
Okay, but you didn't answer the question. The question is they should reduce their salaries. So you didn't show me their new salary now. You showed me the original salary. You didn't show me their new salary now.
It says increase the tax for all employees.
They must pay 35% tax. You
Yeah.
understand? So if you are paying 35% tax and then what you are earning is 24,000, as you have showed me here, that's still in hands, and you have told me that his tax is now 8,400, then you must tell me how much is his net pay. So increase the tax. So basically, let us write it again. Increase the tax for all employees that earn greater than 3,000, all must pay 35% tax. Also, show the new, show us their net income now. Because if you have, so we are assuming that, okay, so moving forward, that will be, so the original salary is going to be their gross pay, and we want to know their tax, and we want to know their net pay. So tell us
Okay.
what their net pay
So
is.
gross pay.
Okay, go on.
Then you said now I've given the tax as well. I'm supposed to give their net pay. That is
Their net pay.
after this tax has been deducted from their
Yes,
salaries, right?
from their salary. Yes, exactly.
Okay. Uh whew. You
Okay.
minus I want to do shortcut. But
No,
is
yeah,
it okay if I do salary? Is it okay if I just do the salary minus tax amount? Or that is not okay? Let me just go the normal way.
no,
Um,
you can do it any way you want to do. You know, you have salary there, you have your tax amount. You can
as
subtract
if it's
your
to
tax
go.
amount from tax amount. You can do that.
It should go.
So,
As
and then,
let me just
okay.
save myself. I don't want to
Your tax amount, the way you want it is different from
Yeah,
the original.
yeah, thank you. And please, you said that this one should be called net. Okay,
The
yeah,
net
next.
pay, yes. Net pay. Okay.
It's not great. Okay, there's an issue with the what I wrote. So tax.
No, okay,
Okay,
hold
no, no,
on,
no, it does not done it.
hold on. There is an issue with what you wrote. Yes, I agree. Now, what is the issue with what you wrote? Can you look at your query again?
Please hold on. Let me put this down.
What is it saying? It is saying that there is an error. What error? Go to the problems. Or
The
what
error
is the
is that it is that tax amount doesn't exist. That column does not exist yet.
okay? It doesn't exist yet. Okay. Now, but okay, so remove tax amount. So you can rewrite this query also to reflect the same thing, but you can remove tax amount. And even if you remove tax amount and you run this code again, it's not going to run.
Okay, why wouldn't it run if I rewrite it?
Okay, no, just rewrite it first and then I will show you. You should see it, but I will show you if you are not seeing it.
Mm, no, I think it should be. Oh God.
No, you're on the right track. You're on the right track. No worries. You're on the right track. And we're all learning together, so it's no biggie. Okay. So you can run this code now. . Okay. So now look at this now. You have, okay, salary as gross pay. Okay, that's great. I didn't see that. Okay. I think, yes, we are good to go. So well done. Thank you very much. I think, do we understand everything that has happened so far?
No, sir.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, how many people do understand what has happened so far?
I
And how
don't
many
I
people
don't
understand, sir.
understand.
you did what?
I don't understand, sir.
Okay, exactly what didn't you understand?
From the
You said you don't
beginning,
understand.
number
Okay,
three. No, this number three.
this number
Don't,
3, okay.
yes.
Aside from number 3, what else don't you understand?
I understand number one and two. But number
You
three.
understand number 1 and okay. So question number 3, the original question is, we said they should increase the tax for all employees that earn greater than 3,000. You understand? So we are saying that, okay, whatever you earn, we are going to take 35% out of it. And that now is going to be your net income. That's what we are saying exactly. So the way you would want to do that is the way, well, maybe not the exact way she has done it, but the way she has done it, you want to know exactly what you are deducting from people. And in this case, what you are doing is you are taking the salary, you are multiplying it by 0.35, and that is, you are just taking 35%, 35% of what they earn. It's just like you say, I don't know if you're a Christian, if you pay tithe, tithe is 10% of what you earn. So in this case, 35% as tax is 35% of what they earn. So multiplying your salary now, if you pay tithe by 10%, will give you your tithe. Multiplying your salary by 0.35%, if in this case, since it's the tax that they are going to be paid as tax amount, that will tell us exactly how much they are supposed to be paying as tax. And then we are also saying that, okay, once you get that, we want to know how much will be their net pay, how much they are taking home. You understand? So, and that is why we are now adding, like, oh, after you've done all of this, then let us know how much they are supposed to take home. And that is the last part of the query where they are now writing, okay, they are subtracting the amount of tax they are paying from the salary, and they are calling it net pay. So I hope that's clear. And now the other part of it is, the question is, increase all tax for all employees who earn greater than 3,000. And what that means is, the people we are dealing with, the exact people we are dealing with, are people that their salaries are already more than 3,000. We're not dealing with everybody. So if your salary is more than 3,000, then we are dealing with you. If your salary is not up to 3,000, then we are not dealing with you. And that is where the where clause comes in. Now, there are several clauses that we'll be going to, which is the next part of what we'll be going through now. So you can stop sharing your screen so that I can share mine. I hope you understand what we just did.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
That,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
okay. All right,
Thank
madam.
you so much.
Okay. Okay, I'm trying to just run through because we've touched quite a number of things that in class already. So just give me a minute. I will share my screen in a bit. Okay. Okay, I think we'll get back to. I just want us to go to the next big thing we want to do. Okay. Okay, so don't worry. I think we'll just do reverse order for all of these things. But we've touched a lot of this that we want to touch now. So I don't want us to go through them again, but if there is a need, so we will go through them. Okay, so we've talked about operator precedence. Can you guys see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So operator precedence. So we've touched operator precedence. So we know why operator precedence works, how it works. Is there anybody that does not understand operator precedence now in this class? Is there anybody that does not understand operator precedence? Please, if you do not understand, let us know now. Or as they will say, forever hold your peace. Okay.
Sir,
So
please, sorry, sir. Please,
okay,
the E in BEDMAS, what does it stand for?
that is exponentiation. That is when you are raising something to a power. You won't do those types of operations. You might not. Don't let me say you won't. You might not do those types of operations inside SQL, but if there is a need for you to do those type of operations, or you'll be doing those type of operations in SQL, then you know that exponentiation comes first before multiplication. So essentially, you are raising something to a power. 2 raised to power 2, 4 raised to power 2. So that is exponentiation.
Okay, sir.
Is
Thank
that
you, sir.
understood? All
Yes,
right,
sir.
madam. Okay, so we've also talked about parentheses and why we use them. Right? Do you guys understand parentheses and why we use parentheses?
Yes, sir. For me, I do.
Okay, anybody that does not understand parentheses and why we use parentheses? Is there anybody that does not
I
understand
don't
parentheses?
understand why we use parentheses.
You don't understand why we use parentheses. Okay, that's great. Okay, the reason why we use parentheses is for, I think, one major reason, to put everything we are doing inside, to be sure of what we are doing. You would use parentheses to specify what operation is conducted first. And then, we talked about BEMDAS, and then we said that what we want to evaluate first, if there is a bracket, everything that is in the bracket is what we will evaluate first. Afterwards, we evaluate things outside the bracket. Now, a case is this now. Let us do this so that, just for understanding better, let me share my screen. So if you look at what we have on board, we are selecting the employee name, salary, and then we are saying salary multiplied by 12 multiplied by salary plus 100. And then we can see this. We can see salary plus 100 and 12 multiplied by 8. That's what we can see here. But this is what really happens. This is 12 multiplied by salary plus. This is what we get. And then you can do this calculation here also. What is your salary for this thing as you are looking at it on the board? You have 5,000 plus 100. That is 5,100. Multiply 5,100 by 12. What is the answer you get? Hello? The person that asked the question, I'm talking to you. Hello?
Okay, sir, 61,200.
Okay, that's great. Are you sure it's 61,200? Did you do the calculation yourself? Or you are
Let
reading
me
from the
quickly
board?
finish.
I'm asking you to do
I
the
was reading
calculation
what
on
you
your...
put on the board. Okay, let me
No,
quickly.
I'm asking you to do the calculation yourself. Do
5,100 times
add
12
5,000 plus 100 and multiply by 12.
is 61,200.
61,200. Okay, that's great. Now let us move forward and then let us do something different. Let us remove the parentheses. And now you remember in the order of our operations, we said that if we remove the parentheses or the bracket, we said that the order of our operation is let me write it now. We said the operation is BEMDAS or BEDMAS as the case. And now we said this is bracket, exponentiation, division, multiplication, and addition. Right. So if this is the order of precedence now, you remember exactly what this is, right? Bracket,
Yes, sir.
exponentiation, division, multiplication, addition, and subtraction. Okay, so let us follow this order of operation we have on screen. Now, if we remove the bracket, what is the first thing we want to do?
We want to do division.
Come again, you can speak out. There is no wrong or right answer. If it is wrong, I'll tell you it's wrong. Just speak, just let me know if you are understanding. So what is the first thing we will do if we are following BEDMAS? or BEMDAS, as the case may be?
What
is the thing we are doing?
After removing the brackets, the next thing should be addition. Because there's nothing here to multiply, is there?
If we remove the bracket from this thing I'm looking at, I think I see multiplication.
Oh, okay. This times, yes, multiplication.
Okay, ma. Okay, so now let us follow the order of operations. Now, the first thing is, if we are following this order of precedence now, do 12 multiplied by the salary. Just the order of precedence. 12 multiplied by 5,000. How much is that?
60,000.
Plus 100. How much is that?
60,100.
Okay, now, what is the correct answer?
61,200.
Do you understand why I use parentheses now?
Yes, I do.
Okay, thank you very much. I hope there is no other person that does not understand why we use parentheses. Is there any other person that does not understand why we use parentheses in this class, please? Is there another person? Okay, somebody's code is turning on your own. Why?
My own too.
Okay. Okay, so the question number 1 is, I'm trying to go to question number 1. We said find all employees with a salary greater than 5,000, reduce all salaries by, okay, let me just copy this out. And thanks to the person that shared this on the screen so that we don't have people that are lost. Okay, so let me delete this. But I hope you guys are following with the class. I think that's the most important thing.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so let me just paste these questions now, okay? Okay, so okay, don't worry about what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to do something. Okay, so I just want to, so the first question is find employees with salary greater than 5,000. Reduce all salaries by 25%. So what we want to do is we want to find all employees that their salary is greater than 5,000. So how do we know that? So the way we would know that is we will do our select, you understand, which is important. And then we are selecting all employees. So let us select, what do we want to select from employees? Let us just select the employee name. And then let's just select their employee name, which will be first name, my last name, let's also select their email. I want to select email from employees. I'm just writing it this way so that you understand. We want to select them from employees. Now, that's the first thing we are doing. Now, the question is, whose salary are greater than 5,000? So that is where the where clause comes in. We are saying that, okay, we are selecting these people, but we don't want everybody. We want people who exactly have this. So we are saying where the salary they earn is greater than 5,000, right? That's what we are saying. And then we are now saying that this is their salary now, that they earn now. We want to reduce all the salaries by 25%. You understand? So we are saying, okay, salary that they earn. We want to subtract 25% from their salary. Do you understand what I've done? Hello?
Yes,
Hello?
sir.
Yes, yes.
Sorry, I'm trying to comprehend
So,
this one that I just added.
sorry,
So you
excuse me.
Okay, so that's what you're trying. And then we are saying, okay, this is you can say this is new salary. Let's say as new salary. As new salary. Okay, this is new salary. So we are selecting. So what we have done is find employees with salary greater than 5,000. Now, let me remove this one from this so that we don't. Let me just do it one by one. So first step is
yes.
find employees whose salary is greater than 5,000. So let us do this one first,
Okay,
so
sir.
that we don't confuse you. Okay, so these are all the employees whose salary is greater than 5,000. You understand? Okay, or let me just find all employees. Let me just do all employees with their salary first. So that let us start from ground level 0. These are all employees and these are their salaries, all of them. Now, if you go scroll down, you see people that earn 3,000, 2,800, 4,000. And you can see my screen, right? 2,600. You can see all of them. You can see people earning 4,400. You can
Yes,
see
sir.
people earning 8,000. You can see what they are earning just by their right. Now, but that's not what we want. We want people who earn more than a certain thing. And that is what we are doing. We are restricting our results set by something. This is the same as if you have how do I put it now? Let's say you're a lady by your voice, I think. So if you have someone staying with you and then you have maybe a couple of shoes and then all your shoes are black. You understand? Or most of your shoes, or you have plenty of black shoes. And then you tell your cousin, help me go to the shoe rack and get me a black shoe. Now, when she gets to the shoe rack, and if you wear a lot of black shoes, then she sees a lot of them. You understand? And then she does not know which shoe you actually want that is black. You understand? Now, that is me saying, bring me a black shoe. And in this case, it's saying that I want to select all the salaries of the employees. I'm going to have everybody that has a salary because that's what I'm saying. But now when you tell your cousin or the person you're sending on an errand, now what I want you to do is very simple. I want you to go to the shoe rack and I want you to bring the black shoe on the shoe rack that has a latchet. I know they don't make things like that again, but they used to. So, or maybe, okay, bring the black shoe whose heel is red in color. I know they do that one these days. So, it's more specific for her because when she goes into the shoe rack, she knows that, okay, what I'm looking for, I'm not looking for just any black shoe. I'm looking for a black shoe that has a red heel. And the same way here also, I am saying I want all employees whose salaries are greater than 5,000. So every employee has a salary. Every employee is salaried. But I don't want all the employees. I want only employees whose salaries are greater than 5,000. Is that understood now?
Yes, sir.
Hello? Okay. Now, if you understand that now, so if I now run this query now, which is ground 2, now what I will have is purely people whose salaries are greater than 5,000. You would not see anybody here whose salary is not greater than 5,000. All of them, their salary is greater than 5,000. So I have restricted my results set to just people whose salaries are greater than a certain amount that they have. So everyone whose salary is less than 5,000 and people whose salary are greater than 5,000. And then the purpose is people that their salary is greater than 5,000, we want to reduce their salaries by 25%. You understand? So that is the next thing we will now be doing. Oops, Ctrl Z. Okay. So, and then what we want to do, okay, we have their salary, and then we say, okay, this is as old salary. And then what we want again is we want their new salary to be 25% less than their old salary. So we do salary, we do minus, and we do into parentheses, we do the salary they are correcting already. We multiply it by 0.25. Do you understand everything up to this stage?
Sorry, please, I'm trying to digest it.
Okay, exactly where did I lose you?
Okay, I see it now as old salary.
Okay, then
But why
let
do
me
we
read.
have
Come again?
the salaries are too much?
The what?
I understand this first salary. It means that up until before the hours, the first salary before the hours was when we selected all of
That's
these
the salary they
from
are
the
getting
employee
already.
salary.
Yes,
Okay.
that's their regular
Then
salary.
as old salary. So this first
As.
salary will now
Okay.
be titled old salary.
Exactly.
Then we have salary minus. Okay, now I understand it. Thank you.
Now you understand. Okay.
Yes,
All right.
thank you.
All right, that's great. If you understand, then that's great.
So the salary minus 0.25 will be termed as the new salary.
Exactly.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much.
All right, madam. Okay, and with that, we get to the end of this class. We were not able to cover as much as I would cover, but I am glad that at least, is there anybody that has still any other questions that we were not able to cover or that we did not cover? Is there anybody that is not clear so that we can move on? Because I'll be sending assignments to you guys. You should get it tomorrow, very early in the morning, by God's grace, so that you can work on it over the weekend. And it's going to be different from all of this because you'll be running very fast. But as at now, we are all okay. Everybody's okay, right? There is nothing I've said in this class that you guys do not understand. Is that the case, or is something different?
Please, I'm the one that complained about my code turning on its own. And I was trying to talk, but they didn't allow me to talk.
Nobody did not allow you to talk, madam. Everybody
I
has
said,
spoken.
excuse me, excuse me, excuse me.
Okay, please, okay.
So
Now, but
I've been
I have
able
explained,
to...
hold on, please, hold on, please.
Okay.
But I've explained the same code here. So what is it that it's different from your own code?
So I have run the first code. I've answered the first question.
Okay.
And I find that for every time I try to use, I'm trying to put maybe first name or last name, it does the whole employees dot first name, and then employees dot last name. And then when I try to run it, it doesn't run.
It
And
doesn't
then
run.
I
Okay.
change it again.
Hold on,
I try
hold
to
on.
change it. Okay.
Hold on, madam. What's your name, please? Can you please give us, let us see our screen so that we can see what's going on. Let us please share our screen, please. Let me stop sharing my own screen.
Please, your name?
Temi.
Oh, okay. You can share your screen now.
Okay, thank you. Can you see my screen, please?
Just give it a minute. Okay, I can see your screen. I can see all the code you have written though. You have to
I want
scroll
to
it
see it
backwards.
widely. Yeah.
Okay. So
So this is
what's
the first one, which I have run,
okay?
which is fine. Now I
Okay.
tried to run, I've already taken out some things. Here I had the first name, last name, old salary minus.
Okay.
So I tried to run that before it didn't go. So I was trying to edit it again and see if it will run. The first one didn't go. So this is what I was trying to do.
No, this code wouldn't run, Timmy, and you should see why already. Because you are saying that, okay, now there is no old salary here already. And you've taken that old salary from the code up there, you've put it here, but there is no column
No,
called
so
old.
what happened was I did have salary. That's what I'm saying. That I
Okay.
run it the normal way, which would have been this.
Okay. What is in between this now? Is this a subtraction or a,
Plus.
okay?
Run. Okay, because the first time I did it, it did not run. Thank you.
All right, madam. Okay. So with that class, hopefully we have no other questions, or if there is any, yes, the lady that did not yes, I remember the database connection. So that's what I wanted to do now. I remember database connection for people. Okay, so for people that have issues still with their database connections, I honestly don't know why you still have issues with database connections, but let me just go through the motions of setting up a new connection from Azure Data Studio so that you see what it's supposed to look like. So on Azure Data Studio, this is what you would have minus all of this, you understand? And then if you click on new
Hi,
connection.
Busayo.
Yes?
Will it be okay if the person shares their screen?
Okay, that would be better
And then,
actually.
yeah, I think it's better so that we just clear that.
Okay, so the person with the issue, please, could you just
Please,
tell
what's
us
your
your
name so
name?
I can give you access? Thank you.
I'm sorry, I would have loved to, but I just deleted it on it to reinstall it now.
Ah,
I just deleted it as a to uninstall rather to reinstall it. Maybe it's the issue. I don't know.
Okay,
Just if you
what's
can put much.
let's do that. I can't do that again tonight since you've uninstalled, but probably just message me tomorrow. Maybe we'll try to organize another office hour tomorrow so that we can get this sorted. And if tomorrow doesn't work out, definitely before our next class, we'll have another office hour. We'll look at the possibility of another office hour so that everybody can be up to speed. Is that okay? But don't worry, before next class, you'll be up to speed. By
All right.
God's grace, you'll be able to access your database, and then you'll be able to practice all the assignments that
All
are going
right.
to be sent.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. So thank you so much, guys, for okay, Oluwaseyi for me, please, you can go ahead. Oluwaseyi for me, you wanted to say something. You raised your hand.
Hello, please, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Hello. Oh, okay. Can I just quickly share my screen so that you can just take a quick look at the issue I said I was having?
Okay,
please,
please. By all
I'm
means.
giving you access.
Oh, okay. Okay. Please, can you see my screen?
Yes, I can see your screen, please.
Oh, okay. So I was trying to run this. It's not working. It's bringing an error code.
You
I
are
don't know.
connecting to Microsoft SQL Server.
I think
I think this is the same issue with the other lady. Or
So
okay.
this should be local host. Server name, type local host. Okay, your authentication type is password. So your username, Postgres.
Okay. I'm
Your
trying to.
username is Postgres. 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 Okay, and your password is the password you saved, you used when you were setting up your PG admin.
Okay.
Okay, click on advanced. You don't need to select server group. That one is not your business. Click on advanced. Okay. Now, no
I just
worry.
did that now.
What did you say? I just wanted to check something. Just click OK on the
I just
advanced.
did that now.
Yes, go back.
Oh, okay.
Go back and try to connect. Go back and try to connect.
Okay.
Okay.
I just did that
Hold
now.
on. Okay, so click on your HR, refresh the HR. You see that button beside your HR.
Okay.
Okay, click on the drop-down link beside HR, that greater than sign. Click on it, click on it down, click on the schema, click on public, click on tables. Tables, please. Tables, the very first one.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
Okay, you have everything. Okay, select, just highlight, select asterisk from employees and run that. Okay, this would not work. Hold on. Go to under databases, up there. Yes, just click on that drop down link where database is. Just click there. Click it. Click HR. Well, go and run that code. Select it and run it now.
Wow, thank you very much.
So what you were doing is you were trying to run this query on Microsoft SQL Server. I am thinking that you already have Microsoft SQL Server already, or maybe you have it before, or it's bundled in with your Azure Data Studio. And then the other thing is the other way you could do this, if you right click on HR, right click on HR, your database, your HR database. If you right click, you can see new query. So you can just click on new query and then it's going to select the database you are working with automatically.
Okay, should I do that now?
No, I'm not saying you should do that. I'm telling you what you could do next time.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Thank you, sir.
All right, sir.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay, all right, guys. Thank you for your time, for your attention, and for the plenty questions. So for the lady who has an issue, you can just let me know tomorrow or drop a message. You'll see we can organize an officer for not you, but just maybe everyone that has an issue, and then see how to go about it. I'll work on that. I'll see if that's possible in my schedule tomorrow. And if that's not possible, I'll look at my schedule. I'll get back to you with the best time that works for me. But I hope, as at now, everybody understood everything we've done so far. And if there are no questions, again, thank you so much for attending my TED Talk. I'll see you either in office hours or I'll see you next week, Thursday, by God's grace. Have yourself a great night, guys.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Busayo. Please let's all those that are going off without saying thank you. Don't let the thunder that is brewing. I don't know where it's brewing. Please, let's show
Thank you,
appreciation
ma'am.
in the group.
Thank you, Mr.
Night.
Busayo.
Thank you,
much.
Mr.
Thank you,
Busayo.
sir.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much.
God bless you.
Good night.
Thank
Thank
you,
you for your
Yetunde.
patience.
Thank you for the organization.